game, don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey coach, put me in the game.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gon' give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, check out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me talk. I'm a time bomb that's waiting to go off. Quite nuclear, amazing what fame could do to you. Too peculiar, although I'm truly a renaissance starter. My mind divine, it take me a lot farther. Growing up, I really had beef with my father. But why bother explaining my feelings? Try harder, but either way they gon' paint you the villain. 8 months with no phone, dog, we aiming for brilliance. High level maintaining the building.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from the Superdome. Pulls it in at the 13, and he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now Hall to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 20. Second down.
Tyrann Mathieu on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
From the 27, Goff. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game? Early man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. He's going to go up top again. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
From the 29, Goff. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The safety blitz staged a perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Marcus Peters came screaming in on the corner blitz. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate. 2
sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On play action, they'll throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Now back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
It's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, gone. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. And Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And he's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Miles Sanders hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
2nd and 4. And that's complete to Sanders. Finding room at midfield. Loose inside the 30. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Stephon Diggs. Becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7. So a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a quarterback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage. And
and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seen the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. It's Sanders. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
15 yards. That's good for a Saints.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Ertz has it left side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
First down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Zach Ertz with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick? Yet again, Goff is intercepted. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
They'll send Parker in motion right. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. They find some open field here. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, New Orleans. Point after try forthcoming. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. First and 10, it's Hall. Pushes him over. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Hall again on second down. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Goff now looks to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Here's Goff. Wide open receiver complete. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 34 yards. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
Lions 14.
here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. Touchdown, New Orleans. Devontae Parker, 70 yards. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he returns this to the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
To try again after the sack, Goff. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A final shot before break here. Goff. He's going to try and go deep again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And a short kick taken at about the 16.
The Saints take over 1st down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they've pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I...
Stephon Diggs past the 20. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone up. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Devontae Parker. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A fairly short kick from the 14.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
117 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
It was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Goff. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is gone. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Now on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. They go play action here on first down. Zach Ertz has it complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. Sanders is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on fourth down. That's what got him this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up. And it carries over to the other side of the ball.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Saints. Devontae Parker, his 3rd touchdown of the game.